Hello and welcome back to Realme Reveals. Last week I gave you guys a quick teaser where I brought three objects in front of you. One was the onion, the other was a brick, and then we also had a suitcase. And I asked all of you, what do these have in common? And you guys were pretty smart, and in the comments section I saw that you guys already knew that I was referring to our master design from our collaboration with Naoto Fukasawa. And so today is the first episode of Realme Reveals, and we're going to be exploring the onion. And what I want to do is kind of explain maybe the things that I liked and the things that I didn't like. And I'm going to be 100% honest with you. And I think that that's the only way to really kind of look back at our journey with the master design to see where we started to where we are today. And I kind of want to start first with what I didn't like so much, actually. When I look at the back, what I'm noticing is if you didn't tell me the story about the onion, or if I didn't see an onion right next to it, I wouldn't make that connection. And part of the problem, I think, is that I don't know if the color is suitable. And then the other part, I believe, is that when I look at an onion and when I also look at, the garlic version, I notice that these objects, they don't really reflect light that much. In fact, the garlic one doesn't reflect light at all. And the onion is a little bit luminescent, but the light sort of gets absorbed by these objects. But when I look at the phone back, I notice that the light is reflecting off of it. And so to me, that's one of the areas that I see for improvement. And I also think maybe improving the color a little bit. I believe that the back cover is a little too glossy. Where I think like with something like this, I notice it's a little bit rough, especially with the garlic. I'd like to see maybe a little bit more of a matted finish, a little more texture. But what I want to talk about too is what I like. Naoto Fukasawa wanted to look at everyday objects that a lot of us ignore. Or don't really pay attention to, and find beauty and inspiration from that. And I think that that is such an important quality or way of looking at the world, is what are the things that we ignore on a day-to-day basis that really have beauty and design inside of them, or just are inherent to those things. And I think when you do look at an onion, you do see those lines, you do see a design to it. And the same with garlic, there is beauty in that. And I never would have thought about the design aspects of onion or garlic if it weren't for this master design series. I would say room for improvement, probably the reflective nature of these phone backs, the texture, and a little bit of the color, I think are the areas for improvement. But the real strong aspect of this, I believe, is the concept, the idea behind and the philosophy behind finding beauty in everyday objects. So make sure to check back in next week because we'll be going over the brick. Stay tuned for the second episode of Realme Reveals. It's been a pleasure doing this with you, and I look forward to the next one.